Do you, have a name?
My name is Cornelius. This is my wife, Sarah.
And I'm Louis Dixon. Nobody's going to believe this.
Believe what?
Well, the primitive apes can talk.
Primitive?
Well, I mean that in our primitive civilization, apes just don't talk. I mean, I think it's important that when our primitive security precautions are lifted, that the first time you say anything in public, you should talk to what we primitively call the right people.
May I say something personal?
Please.
I like you.
I have from the beginning.
Roddy McDowell and Kim Hunter, and I didn't see much of them. They were very nice, of course. I felt very sorry for them because they had to be in the makeup room at 3 in the morning. And they did that every day with enormous discipline. They sat in the makeup chair for 5-6 hours. And Don Taylor directed it. He was a former actor. Very nice man, good director. I think actors make good directors. And did I like the part? No, not really. It was again sort of a caricature, you know.
You've written several learned dissertations on the nature of time. Could you explain in terms that our viewers at home will understand how, for instance, a person or persons could travel from time past to time future, or indeed vice versa?
Mr. Bonds, I think that time can only be fully understood by an observer with the godlike gift of infinite regression.
Could you explain infinite regression for us?
Roll the film.
I'd be more than happy to. As a matter of fact, I came prepared to do just that. Now, here's a painting of a landscape. Now, the artist who painted that picture says something is missing. What is it? It is I myself who was part of the landscape I painted. So he mentally takes a step backward, or regresses, and paints a picture of the artist painting a picture of the landscape. But still something is missing, and that something is still his real self painting the second picture. So he regresses further and paints a third, a picture of the artist painting a picture of the artist painting a picture of the landscape. But because something is still missing, he paints a fourth and a fifth, until he paints a picture of the artist painting 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 a landscape.
So infinite regression then is...
It is the moment when our artist has regressed to the point of infinity and himself becomes part of the landscape he painted and is both the observer and the observed.
Arthur Jacobs and his wife Natalie, they had a house in Beverly Drive, and I had always made it a rule in my life, my professional life, never to go to parties given by directors or producers, never. I'm too arrogant for that. I never wanted to evoke the impression that I was there to maybe get a job, couldn't care less. So, because I'd known a lot of actors who knew a lot of people in this business and never got work, because in the end it's a business. They don't give a shit whether you live on the moon or not. They want you to perform and that's it. So, I remember Arthur and Natalie both inviting us over to their house. And I said, you know, thank you very much, but no. And so they said, well, we have a ping pong tournament. I said, I'm in, anything with sports. So it was part of the tournament were Walter Matthau and Dick Zanuck and Wendell Niles, some other people. So that's how we started going over to Arthur Jacobs' house. And he wanted me to star in a film called The Aquanauts at 20th. And huge science fiction, underwater venture. And we already were doing testing with long, invisible things from the ceiling of the studio at 20th. And then he died, he passed away. Arthur passed away. Nice man, good man. Natalie they were wonderful, charming hosts. Working with Roddy McDowell and Kim Hunter was a very nice experience. Don Taylor was a very good director. So I had a good time.
Cornelius? Cornelius?
I see you've had your baby, Zero. The Presidential Commission has empowered me to take it in my care. Give it to me.